Ding dong, ding a ling, ding dong. Right then, first thing is some fuel. So it's at this point. Well, it was at this point. I was going to say, why, hello. How the devil are we? Good. So, where are we off to today? I haven't got a bloody clue. I thought I'd head out this way and travel some lanes. Right, so, as some of you may or may not know, I like maps. I like old maps. I've spent many an hour looking through the various Ordnance Survey maps from the late 19th century, and there's some very nice scaled ones. I think 25 inches to the mile. So you get some really good detail on them. However, I managed to find the England and Wales Ordnance Survey map published in 1811, which was surveyed between sort of 1805 and 1808, I think. And the beauty of this particular Ordnance Survey map is being surveyed from the very early 19th century. It was before the advent of the railways, which obviously changed the landscape somewhat. So I've been poring over that. Oh, I don't want to go down there, I want to go up here, I believe. Now, they're pretty close. You can overlay them on Google Earth, and they're close. I can't get them exact because of the small scale of the maps. Obviously, things like roads and buildings are way out of scale in order to be depicted. But the overall structure's there. And it's fascinating. You know, again, I spend a lot of time looking at Google Maps, for example, at work. And it's always intriguing to see where the old roads were. And travelling backwards and forwards to work. I work, you know, you look at the side of the road and you can see still where parts of the old road are. So I've been looking at that, which is nice, and you can see a lot of these old lanes on there. And you get a real sense of when you come down a lane like this, of this is what it was like. This is what life was like. So I thought I'd come through and have a look at some of these, which you normally try and avoid in a car. Slimy. Very slimy. Fucking hell. Very squirmy. We've got this tiny little narrow bit that you can ride on. So yeah, these are the sorts of roads that you just don't normally get to see on a normal day, do you? Unless you go out of your way to traverse them. I mean, these old holloways, probably been in use for thousands of years, potentially. Okay, so I want to go. We'll go this way. I'm probably going the other way to my general thought of destination. Just taking it steady because you don't know what might be coming the other way. Okay. Don't want to upset the horses. Okay, so that's Chinook Hollow. That was closed after a landslide years ago. Always used to come up through there in the car. Right, so this should take us out over the A30. Which is just here. See, that was a bit of engineering work, wasn't it? Cutting that road in under here. Because this is obviously a very old road. Look, a gate with a view. So yes, old maps. Yeah, I know it's sad, but I find it intriguing. And I don't know why, especially old roads. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's so much history on them. Maybe because it harkens back to a completely different time. I mean, what astounds me is if you look at the late 19th century Ordnance Survey maps, and then you overlay them on satellite imagery. You know, it's not that they're a close fit, they are bang on. And of course they use mathematics, they use the triangular system. So yeah, you'd expect them to be pretty good, but to actually physically see that, to overlay that image on Google Earth, and for it to be spot on, and when you consider the amount of work involved in surveying the entire countryside, staggering. I find it staggering anyway. Right then, so where are we? Where should we go? Can't. Let's head out this way then, shall we? Let's have a vote, shall we, in the comments. Left, right, or straight across? Okay, the straight acrosses have it. Now, of course, living around here, it's also interesting to see the route, the path of the old Roman roads. Let's easily pluck it, shall we? The old Roman roads, which in places are still in use today. You know, the path has changed maybe a little bit, or we've built alongside. And of course you had the main route, the Foss Way, coming down through Bath down into Ilchester, which then headed down to Exeter and Dorchester. And of course there are places where the Roman road seems to suddenly stop and the modern route will take a deviation. And if you look closely and you look at some of the old maps, you can see where the Roman road should continue on. And while we're on the subject of me being a member of the Dull Men's Club, I'm fascinated by the names of places and how they arrived at those names. Some of them are obvious. Mudford, say no more, Muddy Ford, crossing place. Most places are literal descriptions, and you can imagine they came about long before a time of written word was used for navigating. Many places are named Ton, which is a farmstead or settlement. And of course we saw a lot of names stem from the Normandy, the Norman conquests, where land was divided up. I know where I am. We were here the other day, and I was moaning about the speed limit. Let's try. Oh, the straight acrosses have got it again. So yeah, many places were named after family names. Again, I'll stick to places I know, like Preston Plucknett. The Preston is a corruption or derivative of Prieston, and the Plucknett is again a corruption of the name Plugenet or Plugenet, or however you would have pronounced it. But that was the family that owned the land there. And many places are simply named after the river that runs by them. And those names are, in a lot of cases, they don't know. So an interesting dull man's fact. Yeovil, where I happen to live, is named literally Fort River. Over the years, there's been over 100 different variations on the spelling and pronunciation. Originally believed to have sounded something like Yiffle. Now, if you remember a product called St. Ivel, like St. Ivel butter, is named after Yeovil. That's where it was made. And Ivel is another way of saying Yeovil. There you go. How boring is that? You know, I won't be going down there. Sorry, Birchwood biker, but I'm not going down that track. Anyway, that will probably do from me. If you're still awake, well done. You must have insomnia. And I will catch thee next time. Toodaloo.